So I've been seeing on the internet a lot lately the question, why do you need an AR-15? And almost as annoying as that is the responses I see. Well, the only right answer to why you need an AR-15 is it's my Second Amendment rights. That's true, you know. But honestly, all your rights have been washed away. You don't have any rights anymore. Your Second Amendment right was washed away when they banned machine guns. Your Fourth Amendment right was washed away in the last presidential administration. He got enough liberals on the court, they did that. So no more Fourth Amendment right. They just raided our current president's lawyer's office, so attorney-client privilege is gone. That's right out. The truth is, you don't have any rights anymore. They're slowly eating them away as they go. And so far, the American people don't seem to be doing anything about it. It was pretty cool when they stood up to the BLM for the Bundys. I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, the only correct answer to why you need an AR-15 is because I want one. Or my other favorite, it's my Second Amendment right. Anyway, this is my video response to why do you need an AR-15? Why do I need an AR-15? Let's go to the range. We're on the range. Let's go to the range. That's a Ruger 1022. 4 10-round magazines, California legal. So my answer is I don't. That's why I need an AR-15. I don't need one. You take the AR-15s. You know? The 22. Is it as potent and powerful as an AR-15 round? No. 5.56 way more powerful. Will 5.56 go through ballistic armor? Depends on if it's designed for it or not. Will this 22? In my hallway it will. Best believe that. Can I put these 22s where I want them, between those plates of armor? Best believe I can. I'm going to zoom out here. We'll clip over, but I'm going to zoom out here and we'll do some shooting and show you some things. Common sense gun control, it doesn't work. You know, if it did, you wouldn't have school shootings. Banning guns, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You look at, and this is real easy, you look at all of the firearms that are in the hands of law-abiding citizens currently, and there's like 1.5 or 2 to 1 for every citizen. You go back and you look at the last 100 years, every firearm that's been manufactured, and enjoy the disparity in that number, and understand that a good portion of them have been worn out or broken or destroyed, confiscated and resold, some of them resold. You can understand even if half of that number are no longer with us, the disparity between how many have been manufactured in the last 100 years and how many there are on record. You take all the guns, you're not going to take all the guns, you know, and that's something that us law-abiding folk don't really want to say, and I'm going to say it. You take all the guns, you're not going to take all the guns. Well, the criminals will still have guns. Well, you know why? Because everybody's going to have guns. We're not Britain. We're not Australia. We're not going to turn them all in. This is America. We aren't subjugated servants of the crown. Okay? We're not a former penal colony of people who got caught and got sent somewhere. We're none of those things. We're the people who said, to hell with this, we're out. Pop smoke. God, we took off. We went and did our own thing. And when it got too much interference from Crown over here, we shot them until they got tired of being shot and left. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but they came back, burnt the White House to the ground, kicked them out again. You know, we're not a former penal colony. We're not still a Commonwealth nation subject to the crown. This is America. America, baby. If we just take all the guns, there won't be any guns and there won't be any more problem. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. $100 yards. 50 yards. Squirrel. Oh, I got a bee again. So anyway, that's my little talk on that. I'll show you some shooting on the range here, and we'll come back here in just a second. There's 5 rounds. We'll go for the squirrel. Alright. Mr. Squirrel. I'm going to show you how far away it is. That is a squirrel-sized squirrel target. Alright, let's do some shooting. Back at the squirrel. So there you go, guys. The answer to that question, stupid hippie liberal left-wing tardo question, why do you need an AR-15? I don't need one. Really don't need it. be honest with you guys too, this isn't even really that good of shooting. This is a bone stock rifle. No trigger work. The trigger pull weight on this gun is almost the same as the gun itself. It's pretty heavy, so it's like the gun moves around, you know, when you're shooting it. But the thing is you want to ban an AR-15, and I'm talking about you could take this up against armored bad guys. You know, if you had to, you could do it. Shot placement. You pop them a couple times in the hip between the armor plates or in the eyeball. They got to have some way of seeing out, right? Pop them in the eyeball and then go hide around a corner and wait for them to bleed out. I'm not the cops. I don't need to save hostages. I'd rather be able to, but you shoot somebody in the eyeball, you're pretty much going to turn them off. They're going to shut down and just go over and be done right now. And these little hollow points, it never focuses, you never see that, but these little hollow points are pretty wicked, man. They go in and they bust into 2 or 3 pieces, and they shuck that jacket that's around there. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Sorry, guys. I never see it. Not like that. Anyway, that little thing butterflies off right away. It's not bonded to that lead at all. You get 2 or 3 pieces going to the brain pan, and that little copper jacket or brass jacket or whatever it is they've plated that with, that thing shucks off and it butterflies around. You talk about scrambled eggs. I can tell you what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs. They ain't calling again. They ain't ever calling again, ever. Pop someone in the eyeball with that. Tell you another safe spot is right here in this nose cavity. If you've ever seen a skull, there's nothing there. That's cartilage and fatty tissue. There's nothing there. You shoot them right in the nose, right into the back of the brain pan, man. They're done. Why do you need an AR-15? About time to pull those magazines apart, clean them up. They're getting fouled up. Anyway, not to sound contrite, that's the tool. This is the weapon. You know, you got to use your brain. You got to use your brain. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away, and brother, you better know how to run. You better know when to run. Yeah. Why do I need an AR-15? Tell you another thing. You think us ultra right-wing conservatives are in trouble. I'm out here at the range. This is where you can find me most weekends. I'm going to say this one more thing before I get too lectury. This is where you can find me at most weekends. And one of the things I noticed about 8 years ago, about 8 years ago, this is 2018, you can think for yourself what happened 8 years ago. I started seeing an influx of people out here at the range I never saw before. It went from being a handful of us locally that enjoyed doing this, and we all knew each other, to being hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that we'd never seen before, any of us. And the big tell on it was they didn't know what they were doing. I'm not picking on anybody. There's a lot of them. I walked over and, hey, how's it going? It's your first gun? Oh, yeah. Said, give you guys a little bit of advice on some things? I'm like, yeah. So I went over some safety pointers and tips and kind of how to handle it, how to work it, how to shoot a little bit better. Wow, thank you so much, you know. I said, tell you guys something on your journey of gun ownership. I told a lot of people this after I helped them where they were kind of hitting the target, where they were being safe. That was the flies. The weather's changing. It's just changing. So the weather's just getting where we've got insects again. Anyway, safety was the big thing, and this is how you handle the gun safely, and this is how you behave, and this is how we act at the range. And, oh, wow, thank you. Everybody, almost everybody. Just so much thank you. It was awesome. But I'd ask them, so what made you decide to buy a gun? Really glad to see you out here. It's really cool that there's more people doing this, and almost all of them, to a T, almost all of them. Something's getting ready to happen. Thought it'd be better to be ready. A lot of people saying that. Normal, everyday, Joe Blow, Jane Blow, regular folks, family people. Got their little kids out here, got their younger children out here, got their little bit older children out here, trying to teach them. I've seen some of the same faces that were new faces 8 years ago over the course of those 8 years. And they've bought 2 or 3 more guns. They've bought a shotgun, a couple of handguns. Maybe their teenage children, you know, have learned how to shoot in those 8 years. I've watched that happen. I've watched that happen a lot, and it's a lot more than you guys would think. You people on the left, you're asking, well, why do you need an AR-15? And I'm telling you, it's not just us conservatives. It's not just the Republican NRA members. You know, it's another number you can go look up. How many NRA members are there? How many firearms owners are there? Not everybody agrees with the NRA politically. A lot of us don't agree with it the other way, you know. But the thing is on that is there's a lot of people in the middle that are just scared, and they went and got firearms. They got themselves ready. And yeah. I worry that the mentality of the people in this country is not where it needs to be. We need to get back to a constitutional republic. We need to get back to where our Constitution means something. It means less and less every year, even with this president. I haven't seen him put things back to right yet. He's done a lot of temporary stuff that can be undone by the next guy, you know. And I don't know how Pence is. I don't really know how Trump was going to be. But you can see inside of one party from Kennedy to LBJ, you can see how that can go. Anyway, that's my last point. That's what I'm getting at. I suggest if you don't have a gun, go get one. Learn how to use it. And don't take advice from some dude on the range. The people that bumped into me got a little lucky. Honestly, am I the best instructor? No, I'm not even certified in any way, shape, or form to instruct people on firearms use. Just been around it all my life, had a little bit of training myself. I suggest you go take a class. Get a gun, take a class, learn to use the gun. Why do you need an AR-15? You really don't. These guns are on sale. This 1022, these guns are on sale right now at a local gun shop for $185. They're normally about $240 depending on where you go. You know, buy a 22. You can defend your home with a 22. A lot of guys will tell you that's bad advice. You know, whatever. If that's all you got, you know, you just saw me hit that squirrel a few times. You can tap a squirrel. You can tap a squirrel out to about 100 yards if you're practiced. I would rather you bought a $200 gun, a boatload of those, and went and practiced, than is to buy a boatload of gun, a little bit of this, stick it in the closet, and never fire it. Makes a lot more sense. So, anyway, all right, guys, I prattled on here long enough. I got some more 22 shooting to do. I got an M1 Carbine. You know what? I'll throw a little M1 Carbine here at the end after the goodbye as an outro. I hate that word. But, yeah, I'll quit preaching at you if you stayed this long. Anyway, more 22 shooting to do. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Anybody leaves 308, I tell you what, before we leave, we'll pick on that shiny new brass. 308 brass. We trade it